I still remember the day I met my future neighbor. I was on the bus number 3, in 3rd grade. He was the last class and the last kid to get on the bus in front of mine. I liked to pay attention because his getting on the bus meant all the buses would roll out on our journey home. He wore cute clothes like colorful palm leaf OP, which was a really popular 80s brand, but despite his money I found him very poor for missing so much school, and basically making him an unpredictable thermometer for my going home business. In high school I found him an interloper in my friend group. All of a sudden he was trying to take us out to fancy pizza and be center stage. I grilled him really hard for it too, because who the hell did he think he was waltzing in and taking over our group? We were elite group of friends, so it was extra brazen that he thought he could just climb the ranks like that. But climb he did. He became the star of our group. He became the shiny star of many groups actually. I knew then that we will forever be best friends. He was always there for me, giving me sweet, dark humor to amuse me or volunteer to play part in some of my more devious pranks on people's front yards. We became bestie pals, like we were brother and sister. The neighbor. We would talk on the phone for hours and have really rocking parties where we would try out our ability to blend booze into Bloody Marys with all the excrement that can only be had by teenagers. We became fans of reading each other's stories in the high school's creative writing monthly booklet. His parents were frequently not at home, so we would play more at his house. My mom was never against it because she liked when I left and he was like family. However, as time passed we did lose contact. I wandered off many places around the world. In fact, many years passed between us. We were now older. But when I got in some trouble with the law in a big way that was an accumulation of many incidents, many people disowned me. But not him. That was when the neighbor showed up for me more. After seeing me infamously make the news, he was my support from that time forward. He was also there for me, taking me to strip clubs, concerts for beers, and basically every single thing I loved to do. He was the first person to bring me holiday greeting cards. He was such a love dove that he even knew I would forget flowers at funerals and he'd send them for me. I love him. He always supported me in every single way possible. I am not an easy person to love, but I tried to show at least hints that I was also there for him. One afternoon a car arrived in my driveway. I went to check the mirror. I noticed I had a tooth missing in the front. I wasn't sure why. So I gazed deep in the mirror, touching the black empty gap where a tooth should be front and center. I felt for a cracked part, a jagged edge, a gaping wound. Nothing. I shrugged it off. Someone was outside. I tidied my hair to run off and see who came for me. It was a friend from my old Discord server, someone that had some bad feelings for me. When I saw her I spit on the ground, grabbed my crotch and gave her the finger. She always hated me because I was always having these delusions of grandeur that I was the sh*t. She'd get burnt up that I got some attention. She likely felt for me, as I had felt for the neighbor back then, seeing me as an interloper. I'd challenge them, and even if they intellectually beat me, I didn't give a flying flip. Nobody is gonna tell me who I am. I'm having these illusions, these delusions, confusion. Fursby driving me up the wall. I needed a padded room to deal with the fact this woman was in my driveway in her pink Barbie Jeep and her trendy little sweatpants. I spit on them. You aren't good at accepting loss, are you, wench? Lil Wiki said. She started making fun of me and I realized she had some pals in the Jeep with her. They were all laughing at me, insulting me like they think I want their lemonhead opinions. Back up, you swanky toy holes, I said to all of them. One of the more ugly girls, named Shindig, jumped out of the Jeep and decided to start pushing me around, knocking me down, so I went sailing unexpectedly and then Swift kicked me all over. I'd always liked her, so I wasn't sure how to fight back. It was a relief when they left. I hopped up and gave them the double middle finger as they drove down the street. My mother rolled open the window, asking me what I was doing, and I gave her the finger, too. Few minutes later, and I do mean moments, the neighbor, let's call him Eli for now, Eli came over. He knew my friends had come to knock me around. I was suspicious how he already knew. They were not supposed to be his friends. In fact, he supposedly didn't know them at all. And how, pray tell, did you, Wooster the worthless cock rooster, know my server friends were here at my house? I said, very angry that I was being snowed. He didn't answer. Instead, he lifted up my shirt and examined the bruises. He started to give me a hard time that I didn't fight back. I grabbed him by the arm and unexpectedly threw him across the yard. Before he could get up, I went over and put my dirty, muddy foot on his face, pinning him down. Who do you think you are to tell me what to do at all? And he murmured between my toes, I just meant protect yourself, that's all, trust me, mop. And I ground the dirt on my foot on his face till it dripped down his face brown. Then rammed my toes up both his nostrils. How did you know they were here? I said with the force of a beast coming from my deepest gut and my toes still wedged, holding him locked in place. He flubbered, trying to speak with my toes up his nose. They are idiot cowards. They are idiot cowards. They are idiot cowards, he blubbered. I released my foot off, happy he admitted he knew them. He jumped up immediately, brushing his canvas coat off, and looked me in the eye and said, I do not know them, but they are idiot cowards for coming to mess with you. I took a deep breath to let my body tremble itself into equilibrium. I pipered up and threw my index finger in his face. Some people tell me that I need help. Some people can funk off and go to hell. Why they criticize me? Now sh*t is on the rise and my fam despise me. I don't need them. I won't join them if I can beat them, I declared, and flickered my tongue at him like a snake to show I meant business. Right around the time he should have replied back to my bravado, he was staring at his phone, reading it. Show me your smile, he said. I grinned and bared it. He shook his head as he gulped. Your tooth, he said, pausing. Your tooth was found in a Gleichendig's boot. MFSB driving me up the walls. hoping that I fall but they can lick my labia. Straight jacket, strap it? I hate them, I said, waving my hands in the air like I had a baton in it. Now I have to deal with getting a dental implant thanks to them, I thought, and deal with this topic where Eli says he doesn't know them. I leaned right into his face to the point he could smell my breath as it seethed. I'm having illusions, all this confusion. I already saw this tooth out of my mouth before I came outside, I said with hot angry tears mixing with rage and spittle. I drew a breath in, and now I just saw little, old ugly Shindig dead. 2 days later a knock on my door woke me up from my stupor. It was Eli. You know Shindig that knocked your tooth out? Well, police found her dead in her house. Her family put up a notice in all her social medias. Someone got her wrist in a drug trade gone bad. People are so messed up these days. I know he expected me to agree, but instead I said, hot lead, babe. I thought you didn't know her? Well, now you really don't, huh? I cocked my head. Then all of a sudden a curtain opened, so I got up to look what lay outside the curtain. And it was an audience, a full audience staring at us. I saw the fight ring rope surrounding us. Game on, Eli, I said, throwing up both my fists like I had boxing gloves on. You and me, I said, throwing boxing punches at him while point at him. Game on.